How's it going, guys? It's Ice here, bringing you UBC week number 6 team builder. This week we're going up against the Blackmont Raikougars and ZAMCRO. He was a GBA analyst last season. I know. I'm not sure if he's a GBA analyst for season 7, but yeah, you can see on his team he's got the 11 obviously, and basically if you haven't seen one of these team builders, I'm just gonna go over the 11 that he can bring that you can see on the screen on the bottom of the screen there. And then I'm going to go over the 6 that I'm bringing in preparation of his 11, so that I can take on all of his 6 Pokemon, or any of his 11 Pokemon, because he can only bring 6, but I don't know which 6 he's going to bring. He doesn't know which 6 I'm going to bring. But yeah, so we just gotta prep for you gotta prep for anything, or anything and everything. So there you go. So first off, he's got Victini. Victini's really powerful because it gets Speed Create. It also gets Blue Flare on the special side, 100 base stat across the board, and gets U-Turn, Bolt Strike, Thunder, Zen Headbutt, a lot of good coverage moves, Glaciate, and so yeah, stuff like that. And everyone thinks of it as so offensive. Well, it can kind of take advantage of that and go bulkier, and use like a bulkier set, but typically you're going to see Victini go offensive. So next up is Zapdos. Zapdos is pretty cool. It's got Defog. It's very powerful. It can also be ran bulky, and it's Roost, Volt Switch, U-Turn, stuff like that. The Baton Pass as well. Next up is Mega Gardevoir. Mega Gardevoir is a nuke. It has that pixelate boosted hyper voice, which is just monstrous. That's just such a big hit. And they did nerf the 8 ability, like Pixelate, Glaciate, Aerialate, stuff like that. Instead of boosting it by 30%, now it only boosts it by 20%, I think. But it doesn't matter. This thing's still just a huge nuke. So yeah, pretty scary. Next up is Shaman's. Shaman's pretty versatile as well. It can be run offensively or defensively because it does have that base 100 across the board with the stats. Seed Flare is a really good move. I believe it's a 40% chance to basically half your opponent's special defense every time you use it. Well, every time you use it, it has a 40% chance to lower the special defense by 2, which is just monstrous. That's insane. So yeah, very decent wall breaking potential with that move. Also gets Sleep Powder, Synthesis, Leech Seed, stuff like that. Earth Power, Air Slash. Cool mon right there. Next up is Mamoswine. Mamoswine's very powerful. I think we all know what Mamoswine does. Don't really need to explain it too much. Ice Skull Crash, Ice Shard, Superpower, Knockoff, Earthquake, potential Sash Rocks lead. But yeah. Next up is Gyarados with Intimidate. It's scary with Moxie. It's scary. It can go Dragon Dance. It's just annoying. So we're gonna have to, look out for that thing. But yeah. Next up is Ditto. Ditto is really good to bring because, it can stop people from sweeping and they can counter sweep. So it's something that you definitely have to prepare for because you have to prepare for your opponent's other 10, and then since your opponent has Ditto, you have to prepare for your own team. And how are you gonna do that? It's pretty difficult, but yeah. So next up is Cobalion. Cobalion gets Rocks, Volt Switch, Taunt, Iron, Swords Dance, stuff like that. It's not very naturally strong, but it's really fast and it's got decent bulk, and yeah, it's a pretty solid mod. I can definitely see it coming for this Weavile right here. So there's that. Next up is that Scrafty. Scrafty is a dark fighting type, also gets Intimidate, so that's double Intimidate here, which is annoying. Intimidate is also annoying, always annoying to deal with. But yeah, it also gets Dragon Dance, so you can see he's got Swords Dance, SD Cobalion, D-Dance, Gyarados, D-Dance, Scrafty, Calm Mind, Mega Gardevoir if he wants to bring that, stuff like that. So it's definitely, and then Ditto obviously, yeah, it's just a counter setup sweeper. So yeah, Scrafty gets a good amount of coverage moves. Again, not the strongest thing in the world, and it's very slow, but it has really good bulk on defense and special defense. They're both base 115, which is really good. So yeah. Next up is Golurk. Golurk is A pretty good ground type. He already had a ground type, but I guess he wanted a spin blocker, which is fair. He gets rocks, he gets EQ, Shadow Punch, Ice Punch. It could be run AV, it could be run Banded. No guard Dynamic Punch is annoying to deal with. And yeah. Last but not least, he has the Swellow. Swellow's cool because it's really fast and it can just smack things really hard with Facade. And there aren't really many things on my team that can really deal with Swellow, which is annoying. I hope he doesn't bring it, but he might. You know, who really knows? It's definitely annoying to deal with. But it could also, like, if you switch into a physically defensive Pokemon like Heatran that can deal with a Swellow, he might bring the HP ground. Like Specs Boomburst is not something to laugh at either. So that's what he could bring Specs, or just especially offensive Swellow, which it only had. I mean, if you're bringing especially offensive Swellow, you better have Specs because Specs Boomburst is like the only valid especially offensive Swellow you could bring in my opinion. But yeah, here is Weavile. We got Ice Crash. We have enough speed to outspeed. Yeah, it's just is it Victini? I think it's Victini. That's weird because Victini hits 328, so I'm wondering if I should. Yeah, I think I should do that. Yeah, so that's just gonna be easier to. Yeah, okay, there you go. Alright, so we have Icicle Crash, Knockoff, Low Kick, Poison Jab obviously there for the Mega Gardevoir, Low Kick for the Mamoswine, and the Scrafty, and the Gobalion, and the Weavile if he copies it, if he copies my Weavile with the Ditto, and I know it's not Choice Scarfed, I could stay in against it, who knows. But yeah, and then you have Knockoff just hits things, and then Icicle Crash does the same. Icicle Crash is nice for Shaman, and the Zapdos. So I wanted to go with Throat Chop, which is basically just a Dark type move with 80 base power that stops your opponent from using sound moves, which would be awesome. However, he's probably gonna predict that first of all, and second of all, I can just Poison Jab it, and Mega Gardevoir's dead, like just like that. So it's not really something, it's like okay. So hold on, yeah, never mind. I want 131 just in case. Just in case he sped crept something, like if Swallow sped crept the Mega Medicham, I'd be able to outspeed it with 331. So hopefully that happens. But anyway, and same with Cobalion, same with, well, that's it. But maybe Choice Scarf, Mamoswine, I don't know. Anyway, that's Weavile, pretty cool. Next up is Pyapa Berry Nidoqueen. Nidoqueen's really cool because I can Toxic just pretty much most things. Toxic is nice for Zapdos because otherwise Zapdos can kind of just sit there in front of me. Not much I can do about that. We can get over the rocks. He has very limited hazard removal. Besides Zapdos or Defog Zapdos, the only other thing is Defog Swallow, which is obviously not the most reliable thing in the world. And maybe if he traces Ditto into something, but other than that, it's pretty seldom what he has for hazards. But yeah, so that's why we're bringing it. We got almost max HP. Some special events, some attack. We're running Adamant. We have Pyapa Berry to take a super effective psychic hit from either Victini or Mega Gardevoir. Either one works. EQ and Poison Jab are good for both of those. And yeah, Toxic just to hit the Zapdos pretty much, and the Gyarados maybe. But yeah, pretty much everything else we're gonna be hitting with that Sheer Force Earthquake or Sheer Force Poison Jab. Next up is physically defensive Suicune with Scald, Roar, Toxic, and Rest. No Rest and Sleep Talk, which is a bit scary for me. But yeah, no, either way, I mean this thing's just physically defensive. With the Wackenberry, I can take a Bolt Strike pretty well from Victini. If he wants to Volt Switch against me with Zapdos and I need to stay in, I can do that with the Wackenberry. Toxic is nice for the Zapdos, the Shaman, the Gyarados. If he's setting up, if he's setting up, I can just go for a Roar. But yeah, Toxic's mainly just there to also for the Scrafty maybe. I don't know. It's just kind of there. So here's physically defensive Suicune. Next up is Prophecy. Nope, that's wrong. I was yeah, this is Medicham. We're obviously making Medicham. I can just change that. Well, I don't really have to, but yeah, let's just keep it. Never mind. I had Choice Scarf there because I was battling with this team and on Showdown just practicing with it, and obviously Mega Man Champion is not in the game yet, so I couldn't really do that. Like I couldn't really, you know, bring Mega Man Champion into regular battles. But since we're doing a custom game when we're battling, then I am allowed to do that. So that's nice. So yeah, anyway, just picture this as Mega Man Champion, right? Base 100 speed, we're gonna be able to outspeed Mamoswine, I believe it's for max speed, Mamoswine and Gyarados. I'll have to check on that, but yeah, we're at it. Bullet Punch hits Mega Gardevoir really hard. I'm sure he'll predict that, but that's okay. Um, Victini is a pretty good switch into this thing, but other than that, he doesn't have too much for this thing. Because Thunder Punch hits the Gyarados really hard. If he wants to bring defensive Gyarados to take this thing on, or Gyarados, we can definitely do that. Only thing is, if Ditto copies a Mega Manicham and just high jump kicks everything, that's really scary. So, yeah. Next up is Bullet. We are running a defensive-ish set, or a bulky set. This thing can take on Shaman pretty well, unless you run in about Rock. But other than that, we can just kind of sit here. We have Defog to get rid of the rocks. We have Morning Sun because I don't want to roost and lose my flying typing for most things on this team. Because if I roost and lose my flying typing, that means Mamoswine can EQ me, and I don't really want that. So, yeah. That's cool. We have enough speed to outspeed. I believe it was no speed Zapdos. We just have Will-O-Wisp and Flamethrower. You know, we're just here to just sponge some hits if possible. And yeah, it's pretty cool. I tried to bring an interesting set for this, and hopefully it works out. Maybe it won't. I don't know. But yeah, this thing can take on Cobalion and Scrafty pretty easily. It doesn't really do anything. It doesn't really do much to Victini, but oh well. Again, Shaman's another big one that I wanted this thing for. Mega Gardevoir is one that I wanted this thing for, because other than, I mean, this is kind of our switch into Mega Gardevoir, because I don't want Gloria to take a Hyper Voice plus a Side Shock if it doesn't have to. So, last but not least, we have When You're Desperate, yet again, bringing the Soundproof Electrode, which is cool because that means we can take a Hyper Voice, or we won't get hit by a Hyper Voice from Mega Gardevoir, which is awesome. So we have Rain Dance, Thunder, Hidden Power, Water, Signal Beam, which is awesome. Hidden Power Water is nice for the Hidden Power Water is nice for the Mamoswine, for the Victini, and for the Golurk if he brings it. I want to be able to Hidden Power Water them because in the rain that's going to be doing more than anything else. Like again, this Mamoswine, I'm going to want to Hidden Power Water it because in the rain it's going to be doing more than, you know, a Hidden Power fighting or something. And Hidden Power Water also hits the Golurk card. So those are the two ground types I need to keep in check. But yeah, we have the Life Orb, Modest. We have a lot of HP investment because this thing's so blistering fast, base 150, that this is going to outspeed max speed Cobalion. So that's amazing. I mean, Cobalion reaches 346, and I only need to put 44 speed and 44 EVs in my speed to outspeed it. Like, that's kind of ridiculous. So yeah, we have Thunder, Hidden Power Water, and Signal Beam. Signal Beam is nice for the Shaman. Thunder can just hit pretty much everything else. Ditto doesn't really do too much back to this thing, and yeah, if he is Choice Scarf, I can just switch right into Gloria and just kind of sit there. But he might go right in. I don't know. Anyway, that's that. I hope you guys enjoyed, and yeah, we're gonna try to win this one. We're gonna try to bounce back after our first loss last week. I really, it's a pretty scary matchup for me definitely, but hopefully we can come out with a dub. That would be epic. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.